Basic Offshore Safety Induction and Emergency Training, BOSIET course. This course provides comprehensive training on the essential safety practices and emergency procedures for working on offshore installations. Participants will learn to identify and mitigate offshore hazards, use personal protective equipment, and respond effectively to emergencies. Course Overview. 1. Comprehensive Program. The course provides training on essential safety procedures and emergency response techniques specific to the offshore environment. 2. Target Audience. This course is essential for individuals who are seeking to work in the offshore oil and gas industry, including personnel working on offshore installations, as well as those who will be transported to offshore installations by helicopter.
Training Scope. For the offshore oil and gas industry, covering the following: proficiency, safety induction, sea survival and first aid, fire fighting and self-rescue, helicopter safety and escape, HUT.
Hazard identification and risk management. Recognize offshore hazards. Understand the common hazards on offshore installations, such as falling objects, fires, explosions, and environmental factors. Assess risk and control measures. Learn how to evaluate the risks associated with offshore hazards and the control measures implemented to mitigate them. Promote a safety culture. Explore the principles of managing safety through effective communication, training, and a shared commitment to risk reduction. Personal protective equipment and offshore operations. PPE requirements. Identify the mandatory personal protective equipment PPE for working on offshore installations, including hard hats, safety glasses, and steel-toed boots. Offshore procedures. Understand the standard operating procedures for offshore operations, such as permit-to-work systems, emergency response plans, and evacuation protocols. Safety responsibilities. Explore the individual and collective responsibilities for maintaining a safe work environment on offshore installations. Donning permanent buoyancy life jackets. Preparation. Ensure the life jacket is properly fitted and all straps and fasteners are secured. Donning. Put on the life jacket and adjust the fit to ensure it is snug and comfortable. Maintenance. Regularly inspect the life jacket for any damage or deterioration and replace it if necessary. Life raft boarding and first aid. Life raft boarding. Learn the proper techniques for boarding a life raft from the water, including maintaining stability and distributing weight evenly. First aid priorities. Understand the immediate first aid actions using the ABCD airway, breathing, circulation, defibrillation approach to address life-threatening injuries. Teamwork and coordination. Emphasize the importance of working together as a team and following established emergency protocols to ensure the safety of all personnel. Fire safety and extinguisher use. Water extinguishers. Suitable for class of fires involving ordinary combustible materials. Foam extinguishers. Effective for Class B fires involving flammable liquids and gases. CO2 extinguishers. Ideal for Class C fires involving energized electrical equipment. Dry chemical powder extinguishers. Suitable for a wide range of fire classes, including Class of B and C. Escape techniques in obscured visibility. 1. Familiarize with escape routes. Become familiar with the layout of the offshore installation and the designated escape routes. 2. Use smoke hoods. Practice downing and using smoke hoods to protect against smoke and toxic fumes during an emergency evacuation. 3. Coordinate with team. Develop teamwork skills to effectively navigate and assist each other in low visibility conditions. Escaping through a helicopter window. Remain calm in the event of a water landing. Stay composed and follow emergency procedures. Locate the exit. Quickly identify the nearest emergency window and prepare to exit the helicopter. Break the glass. Use the provided emergency tool to forcefully break the window and create an escape route. Evacuate safely. Carefully exit the helicopter and swim away from the sinking aircraft. Aviation survival equipment. Aviation transit suit. provides thermal protection and buoyancy in the event of an emergency water landing. Aviation life jacket, equipped with a locator beacon and other features to aid in rescue and recovery. Emergency breathing system (EBS) allows for underwater breathing in the event of an emergency, increasing survival time. Participants will learn the proper donning and inspection procedures for this critical aviation survival equipment. Course curriculum: Safety induction. Identify the main offshore hazards and hazard effects, consequences. Explain their associated risks and how they are controlled. Explain the potential environmental impact of offshore installation operations. Identify key offshore installation safety regulations and explain the basic concept of these regulations. Explain the principles of managing safety on offshore installations, PPE requirements of working on an offshore installation. Sea survival and first aid. Donning of a permanent buoyancy life jacket prior to use in an emergency. The correct actions when mustering and boarding a survival craft temps as a passenger during launching operations. Fitting of a helicopter strap and correct body posture during winching. Individual and group sea survival techniques, to include swimming, getting into heat escape lessening position help, wave slap protection, towing chain, huddle and circle. Boarding a life raft from the water, immediate first aid actions, to include ABC. Firefighting and self-rescue. Correct use of handheld portable fire extinguishers and which ones to use for different classes of fires. Self-rescue techniques with a smoke hood from areas where visibility is reduced due to smoke. Small group escape techniques with a smoke hood from areas where visibility is completely obscured. Helicopter safety and escape. Donning an aviation transit suit, aviation life jacket and EBS and conducting EBS integrity checks. Actions to take in preparation for a helicopter ditching and an emergency landing. Actions following a controlled emergency descent to a dry landing with evacuation via a nominated exit. Deployment, operation and breathing from EBS in a pool utilizing personal air prior to 8 exercises. Actions following a controlled ditching on water, including deploying EBS and, on instruction from aircrew, operation of a push-out window and evacuate through a nominated exit to an aviation life raft. Assist others where possible in carrying out initial actions on boarding the aviation life raft, to include mooring lines, deploying the sea anchor, raising the canopy and raft maintenance. Escaping through a window opening which is underwater, from a partially submerged helicopter without deploying EBS or operation of a push-out window. Contact us for more information. You can call us, email us or go through our website, and visit us at this address.